Dijonai Carrington. And Dewana, the eye poke heard around the world. Oh, take away her credentials. She asked me a question and I didn't like it. And Christine Brennan in USA Today say, quiet down. That's what real journalists and reporters do. I know you guys aren't used to it, but we're not taking her.
Something snapped. And no, it wasn't a shoelace. Dijonai Carrington erupted like a 4th of July grand finale, only this time it wasn't fireworks. It was pure fury. Reporters got torched, cameras trembled, and the WNBA? Suddenly quieter than a library at midnight. So what triggered the outburst? And why are insiders now tossing around phrases like, not media ready? Buckle up. We're diving deep into the explosion that's got everyone in the league side-eyeing each other and reaching for the popcorn.
Well, you gotta wonder if Dewana Bonner knew this story was coming and it had caused an issue in the Indiana Fever locker room. Is this why Dewana Bonner's no longer on the Fever team? Now that this story is emerging from Christine Brennan's book, she was the journalist that asked Dijonai Carrington all the hard questions about the eye gouge heard around the world. And then, of course, the WNBA Players Union wanted Brennan.
Mustard wants the clout of a seasoned vet, the spotlight, the locker room reverence, the untouchable aura, like they've already had a documentary voiced by Morgan Freeman. But the second the lights come up and the mic is hot, the whole act crumbles into soap opera theatrics. One minute it's poised professionalism, the next it's don't talk about my girlfriend in the middle of a press conference meltdown. Respect? Try reality TV. This isn't the WNBA anymore. It's starting to look more like the real Hoopers of Hardwood County.
So, lads, we thought that this season was going to be a lot less drama. And I mean this when I say this. The Christine Brennan book is going to be absolute cinema. I don't know. Absolute. What is the press equivalent of cinema? Absolute. Sitting in the most comfortable chair, legs crossed, cup of tea in one hand, nothing to do on a Sunday morning, opening up a newspaper. Is that the equivalent of absolute cinema for that? I don't know. But Dijonai Carrington, this is mental.
The delusion is gold medal worthy. One minute it's respect us like professionals, and the next it's no tough questions, no critique, and definitely no commentary on our personal drama. But here's the twist. The drama is the headline. They're serving it up on a silver platter. Meanwhile, Mustard's ducking questions while practically shouting into a megaphone. You want privacy? Maybe stop throwing emotional grenades every time someone asks about locker room tension. You can't beg for silence while performing center stage.
Oh, Dijonai, she just asked you a legitimate question. Dijonai, calm down. But no, they were talking about Alyssa sitting on the bench. This is about Alyssa sitting on the bench. They were saying mean things about Dijonai. It's okay, Dijonai. She's not very good. She's a detriment to the team. It's okay. Oh, but what? but what?
And let's cut the act. Carrington isn't misunderstood. She's fully mic'd up and mid-meltdown. She's less a misunderstood talent and more a walking PR hazard with a killer crossover. You just know the league's communications team has a group chat labeled Carrington Crisis Mode. Every week it's a fresh incident, a new viral clip, and someone asking, wait, she did that? The NBA has flagrant fouls. Carrington has flagrant presence. There's no soft screen or bounce pass subtle enough to navigate around that kind of chaos.
Christine Brennan has the world on high alert. The world is waiting on her book, On Her Game, about Caitlin Clark by Christine Brennan. It comes out July 8th. And boy, everybody's waiting to see what is in that book. You got Cheryl Reeves trying to get ahead of it. You got Dawn Staley trying to get ahead of it. They are terrified. They are scared to death at what Christine Brennan has in this book. And now you have Dijonai Carrington threatening to sue. She's threatening to sue Christine Brennan.
We're talking about someone who may be one eye poke away from a league suspension and still thinks she's the victim. She's been collecting technicals like their Pokemon cards. This isn't grit. This isn't passion. This is a WWE audition in slow motion. You can practically hear the commissioner screaming into a pillow while her agents email apologies with the subject line, "Please ignore the screaming." But what do the spin doctors say? It's just passion. No, it's not. Passion is diving for loose balls. Passion is staying late for extra reps. Passion is not barking at reporters like a caffeine-deprived velociraptor or poking one of the league's top stars in the face like it's an Olympic sport. And let's talk about that for a second. Caitlin Clark's eyeballs have taken more punishment than a bad pair of contacts, and somehow it's still Clark being called soft for not loving the constant accidental on-purpose facial assaults. Anyone with 2 eyes and 1 working replay button can see what's going on. This isn't defense. It's sabotage with a jersey on. There's always that moment of pretend shock, like, oops, my hand slipped, directly into your retina.
Because I think it's slightly juicier. We know DeWanna Bonner still doesn't have another job right now. She wanted to go to the Phoenix Mercury, conveniently where her girlfriend plays, or wife, or whatever it is she is. I don't know. I'm not up on their terminology that they're using. But this is very interesting because we have now found out DeWanna Bonner confronted Christine Brennan, the journalist, over Dijonai Carrington.
And then we get the post-game lecture about how people just hate them because they're gay. No, that's not it. This isn't about anyone's orientation. It's about being professionally unhinged on a Tuesday afternoon in front of thousands of fans and several confused children. If the WNBA were handing out Oscars, Carrington would sweep. Best dramatic performance, best improvised meltdown, best unintentional comedy in a supporting role. It's a masterclass in how to take the spotlight and turn it into a strobe light at a nightclub. She doesn't just play the game. She performs a Broadway adaptation of it every time she steps on court. All that's missing is a fog machine and an understudy. And somewhere in the back, Mustard's trying to hold it together, trying to say, "We deserve to be treated seriously," right before throwing a fit about people asking questions. It's like someone demanding to be seen as a CEO and then crying because someone tweeted about their office romance. Pick a lane. You don't get to demand professional treatment while threatening to block reporters on social media for doing their jobs. What's most hilarious is the expectation that fans and media are supposed to pretend this is normal. Like, yes, totally, let's all ignore the recurring tantrums, the passive-aggressive subtweets, and the highly suspicious on-court incidents, because inclusivity.
This one is Nalissa Smith isn't a very good basketball player, but she seems like a very good person. But I'm so happy Nalissa Smith is not on our team anymore because we don't have to deal with Dijonai. And by the way, Nalissa Smith has very much helped us win 2 games. We've gotten 2 huge wins, and Nalissa Smith has been a big help with us beating the Wings and beating the Aces. But it says here, Indianapolis Fieldhouse Files Fever beat writers.
That's not how this works. You can't ask to be taken seriously and then behave like you're starring in a TikTok soap opera. Representation isn't immunity. Professionalism isn't a part-time gig. Even the fans are catching on. You can only cry wolf so many times before people start building wolf traps. And the league? The league is in full damage control mode, issuing statements that might as well read, "We acknowledge something happened, and also would like everyone to please stop looking at it." They're stuck trying to grow the brand while the players are out here setting fires with gasoline-soaked microphones. It's honestly impressive. Not since reality TV has there been such consistent weekly chaos. If Bravo ever runs out of content, they don't need to reboot another Housewives series. They just need to air Carrington's pre-game warm-ups and post-game interviews back to back. Ratings gold. She's got more drama in her shoelaces than some players have in their whole careers. The real gag, though? They're acting like it's your problem for noticing. Why are you focusing on this, they ask, while literally trending on Twitter for the 12th meltdown this month. Newsflash, you don't go viral for peace and composure. You go viral for losing it on camera while the ball is still bouncing. And let's not forget the double standard that magically appears when Carrington starts swinging her verbal elbows. Anyone else pulls half this stunt and they're benched, fined, or turned into a league-wide cautionary tale. But somehow, with her, it's always a misunderstanding. Like, oh no, the microphone caught her again. How unfortunate.
She put up some emojis. She said it's cap, meaning it's lying, with the crying emojis. And then she said it's defamation at this point. And what she is referring to is things that are written in the book by one Christine Brennan. It's getting crazy, y'all. It's getting crazy, y'all. Christine Brennan is talking about the situation where in the playoffs, Dijonai Carrington, it seems to intend on purposely poking Caitlin Clark in the eye.
This isn't sustainable. The league's trying to grow, trying to bring in new fans, trying to show sponsors they're polished and elite. Meanwhile, the players are out here performing TikTok beef in 4K. The professionalism isn't just missing, it's on an extended vacation with no return ticket. They want media attention, but only if it's filtered through fan fiction and flattering camera angles. And the most ironic part? Carrington and co. are incredible athletes. The talent is there. The skill is real. The potential to grow the game is enormous. But all of that gets overshadowed every time someone confuses a post-game Q&A for a roast battle. All the raw athletic brilliance in the world can't outshine the noise when the noise is louder than the buzzer. So here we are, a league desperate for credibility, a team of players who want to be respected like legends, and yet they can't resist throwing reality show drama into the blender and serving it to the media with a straight face. One more incident, and Carrington might not just be off the court. She might be starring in her own spin-off show called Suspended, the series. The saddest part? Fans are losing patience. They tuned in for basketball, not soap opera reruns. And until someone in the league decides to trade theatrics for discipline, this circus is only going to get louder. The question isn't if another meltdown's coming, it's just who's holding the camera when it drops. And somewhere in the middle of it all, Mustard's still out here demanding respect with one hand and throwing tantrums with the other.
Christine, how much does it hurt the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out?
It is devastating to the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out. And anyone out there, and there may be a few people out on X and social media and Twitter who want to dispute that, facts are facts. And the truth is the truth. And the data is there. And what we saw when Caitlin was out the last time, the 5 games that she missed earlier in the season, the WNBA's viewership dropped more than 50%. Not just the Fever, but the entire league.
This right now is peak unserious league energy. The kind of vibe you get from a group project where nobody opens the Google Doc until the night before it's due, but they still expect an A. The WNBA, bless its heart, is operating like standards are optional and profits are just little myths invented by capitalists. It's been so coddled by years of not needing to function like a real business that the concept of accountability feels like a foreign language, and not one they're eager to learn. And now, in this wonderland of confusion and chaos, here comes the Indiana Fever, stomping in with all the grace of a toddler in tap shoes. You brought up Bonner? Oh, now we're talking, because signing her might just go down as the single most fever-brained move in franchise history. This wasn't just a fumble, it was a triple backflip faceplant into a cactus made of red flags. Let's be clear, the Fever could have taken the Caitlin Clark momentum, paired her with solid, composed teammates, and built something special. But instead, they looked at a live wire with decades of chaos in the rearview and said, yes, please.
Look like we is back talking about Dijonai Carrington in another damn video. and it's pretty much regarding the same topic. Now, I just did a video about an hour ago breaking down the DeWanna Bonner situation with Christine Brennan and pretty much her taking up for Dijonai Carrington. Now, Dijonai Carrington has made it her business to respond to DeWanna Bonner and Christine Brennan, bruh. She's talking about suing Christine Brennan. Defamation of character? What? Now, we all know Dijonai Carrington is a serial attacker, an eye gouger.
That's not a rebuild. That's just setting your house on fire because it was cheaper than buying curtains. Picking up Bonner was like adding rocket fuel to a bonfire. A drama magnet with a flair for the erratic and the attitude of someone who thinks every missed call is a personal attack from the Illuminati. She was brought in to lead, to mentor, to steady the ship. Except the only thing she's steady at is fanning the flames of every situation. If you wanted someone to teach the rookies how to throw shade at reporters or stare daggers at teammates, congratulations, you nailed the hire. Every possession that turns into a one-on-one battle royale, every moment where body language becomes a cryptic puzzle of who's mad at whom, that's the Bonner effect. Her game might still be hanging on by threads, but the attitude? Oh, that's fully turbocharged. She doesn't walk onto the court, she arrives, and not in the good way. It's an energy shift. The drama just entered the building kind of shift. You would think a team lucky enough to draft Caitlin Clark, literal ratings rocket, fan magnet, basketball prodigy, would protect that asset like the crown jewels. Instead, they dropped her in a Shark Tank with teammates who operate like they're competing for most petty player of the month.
So Mustard Carrington has taken it to Twitter to do what she does best. Whine and complain, be the professional victim that she is, and never take accountability for her shitty behavior and just blame everybody else, man. Let's read the tears, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all fans swear I'm such a dirty player.
And Bonner? She's swimming at the front with a gold chain and a grin. If this were a reality show, she'd be the one flipping tables before the opening credits. This isn't even about whether Bonner can still play. Sure, she's got length, she's got experience, but she also brings locker room mood swings that swing harder than a wrecking ball. The team dynamic? Gone. It's all vibes and side eyes now, and somehow people are acting surprised that the Fever look like a group project that forgot to elect a leader. What makes this whole circus extra hilarious is the way the league tries to present itself like it's marching toward greatness. The WNBA has created a bubble where bad decisions float freely, untouched by consequences. And Bonner? She's the parade float leading the bad decision march. Now let's talk about what happens when this kind of dysfunction meets the media. Instead of taking tough questions like professionals, the players get defensive. The tone turns passive-aggressive. Suddenly it's not about poor play or shaky chemistry, it's about hurt feelings. Bonner and crew want the spotlight, just not the heat.
Dijonai said this on her Twitter account. She said, "Y'all fans swear I'm such a dirty player. I'm so over this narrative because if you really know ball, you know I just play hard and never give up on a play. And yep, we challenged the last couple flagrants and got him rescinded because I'm always trying to make a play on the ball. None more, none less." As you can see, it's a jump ball. Skylar's going down for a fast break layup. Dijonai winds up and smacks her across the head, and Skylar is on the ground.
So trust me, DJ is indeed a dirty player. And if a reporter dares to ask why the team looks like it's being held together by duct tape and regret, get ready for some thinly veiled hostility and zero self-awareness. The problem is deeper than any single player. It's systemic. This is a league that never had to be held to the same standards as others. For years, there were no expectations for profit, performance, or composure. Bonner's signing should have been a cautionary tale. Instead, it's being treated like just another Tuesday. No one's asking why a team trying to nurture the biggest rookie star in the world brought in a chaos conductor as her on-court babysitter. No one's raising eyebrows at the bizarre rotations, the sulking, the frostier-than-Siberia team chemistry, because if you question anything, you're suddenly part of the problem. But here's the truth. The problem is pretending that professionalism and standards are optional. The problem is thinking star power excuse bad behavior. The problem is acting like building a profitable league is about hashtags instead of hard choices.
There's many fans all over the country has definitely been voicing their opinions about Dijonai Carrington for quite a while now, pretty much ever since the Caitlin Clark incident. Now, I did report a last video that Dijonai Carrington is currently hurt, and all of this stuff between her and Christine Brennan is stimulating from this damn conversation right here Christine Brennan had with Dijonai Carrington.
And Indiana? They had a choice. They could have built something solid, something smart. Instead, they took a flaming roller skate and tried to turn it into a rocket. And now, they're watching it spin out, dragging one of the league's brightest stars through the dirt, while veterans with short fuses and long memories run wild. So sure, the Bonner era in Indiana might make for some great memes and viral moments, but success, growth, respect? That's not happening in a locker room run on unfiltered emotions and missed layups. If the Fever wanted to send a message about taking things seriously, they picked the loudest, most contradictory spokesperson possible. Because in a league still learning what accountability means, Bonner is the final boss of chaos. And somehow, Indiana invited her in like it was a team-building retreat. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.